Zman Mincha will be at 8:15. Tomorrow morning we'll be davening at 6:10. Now for a quick of our Torah. In this week's Parsha, we come across again that Moshe is required to appoint judges. First time we came across this, it's brought up by Yetro in Parshat Yetro. He says, listen, Moshe, you're working too hard. Appoint lower judges so only the important cases will come to you. And then you'll handle those cases that the lower courts just can't handle because they don't know, because you know a lot. And just take some stuff off your table and you won't work yourself to death. In this case, Yetro isn't involved. Hashem is saying you have to appoint judges. And there's two very important ideas here. Number one, Moshe is not always going to be with us. Moshe will, like all humans, eventually die. And if he's the only judge, what are you left with? You're not left with anybody. And it's a big problem. It's also emphasizing, one of the things that the Torah emphasizes is that we live in a society under the rule of law. The Torah is the rule of law. Throughout the Torah, you always see this recurring again and again, that judges, there's a lot of rules for judges. Surprisingly, they're not as much trained in the law as they are in their behavior. An interesting side note, in the U.S. Constitution, the only requirement given for a Supreme Court justice is that he be of good character. Doesn't mention anything about the law. In other words, a man of good who has no education can be a judge in the United States according to the law. But because we assume if he's of good character, he will do the right thing. Even if he makes a mistake, it'll still be the right thing. If you're not of good character, you could have all the degrees and whatnot that you want. A person of bad character will make the wrong rulings, and plus, the law has to be equal to everybody. Nobody can be above the law, nobody is below the law. So, which is a very important distinction as well. This is what the Torah is getting at, is that we are all equal in the eyes of the law. And in the eyes of the Torah, all Jews are basically equal. There are some who are better status, etc., but that's a separate issue. But when it comes to violating the Torah, we are all the same. And that's for the reason for the emphasis on judges and appointing good judges. Something to think about, Kaddish Rabbanim.